At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Just a heads up to you folks sitting with a notebook and pen. Mishki, the new podcast here in Garage Logic Land, is now coming out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. If you're in fact scribbling this down, Wednesday is kind of tough to spell. It's not like it sounds. You want to spell it W-E-N-Z, but that, of course, would be a mistake. Friday is spelled just like it sounds. You're going to be okay there, but Wednesday's a bugaboo. Let me tell you, people, just a pain in the patootie. Jeez, it's hard.
Today at the CRABBY Coffee Shop, we help a new homeowner do everything wrong because we're really good at doing it wrong. And that new homeowner, Mr. Jason Matheson. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Kenny. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
There he is.
Finest frog hair.
Sorry, Amy's part of the show now, so you two are gonna have to make up and act like you like each other for at least 10-15 minutes here.
Well, we'll give it our best shot, right, Jace?
Well, yeah. Well, we've been waiting in 15 minutes for her, so I mean, it all balances out.
Okay.
Amy, I'm going to be extra nice to you this week because Jason's here. Jason's going to handle all the heavy lifting when it comes to you for this week's show.
I know. What's a girl to do?
Yeah, right.
So the main, I don't know what Amy wants to talk about. We don't do show prep here, Jason. And I know
Funny, I don't either for the morning show.
Okay. She might have an agenda. What I want to talk about is you bought a house over the winter, and I want to know, are you divorced yet?
Yeah. The paperwork's been filed. Actually, what's the date? It'll be delivered to his work in a few minutes, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The number one thing I had to do was figure out how to suppress all the burning rage that was building up inside me for doing virtually everything with the new house when we bought in the 90s.
Like what, Kenny?
Yeah, like what?
Well, before our mortgage company would give us the loan, I had to go there and paint the walls on the porch of all things.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And she was, like 20 months pregnant. So, I guess she couldn't bend over and pick up a paintbrush when you're 20 months pregnant.
Wow.
So that's how it started out before we even signed the papers.
Gee, I can't imagine why that would have caused a fight. Weird. We should say, for those who don't know, and I'm sure everyone does, Jace, Jason Matheson is the Jason Matheson of The Jason Show on Fox 9. He also, which is, how many affiliates do you have now, Jace?
Come fall, and we haven't officially made the announcement yet, but we're expanding greatly this fall. So we'll be in a very large chunk of the country. Awesome. Stations all across the country.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then, of course, he does the morning show on MyTalk 107.1 from 6 to 9 every day.
I'm surprised
Kenny, she remembered. She never listens to the show. Oh, look, Kenny, she remembered when we were on.
Shocking.
What other bosses are sleeping in their beds and get a text every other day, maybe, that says at, 6:10, you up? Any other bosses get
get it right.
You up?
No. Get it right. It says, are you up, comma, lady?
Lady. Yes. Are you up, lady? Seriously. What are you going to do?
I just want to make sure you're still alive.
Okay. Anyway,
welfare check.
And now you have a new house. And do you want to say what part of town?
I live in the Plymouth Wayzata area, right on the border.
West Metro.
Plymouth and the Wayzata.
Yeah, nice part of town there. And you moved out of downtown Minneapolis, right? Weren't you in a condo?
In a condo, and I, Kenny, you and I talked a lot about it. 5 ago, I no one that I would move out of Minneapolis. I had a lot of friends, have a lot of civic pride. I love the city, but just we got 2 new dogs. Really, if you want to know the real deal, we got 2 new puppies. And Colin looked at me one day on Highway 100 as we were running errands, and he goes, "Do you ever think now that we got these 2 new puppies and they're about the same age and we're going to have them hopefully for another decade, about moving into a house so they can have a yard?" And I'm not joking. That one conversation, because Colin's mind works like this. If you activate a thought, he will follow through with that until it's done. So I accidentally said yes quickly. That is a Saturday, and by Tuesday he had scheduled a show, and I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And then a few months later, I'm sitting in the basement of that home, and that's an honest to goodness true story. It started on about dogs offense on Highway 100, and here we are.
That's an old. You got played, by the way. That's an old trick in marriage. It's called getting permission. Like I'll say to the roommate, that's a nice color snowmobile, isn't it? And she'll go, yeah. And to me, that means it's okay to buy that snowmobile.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Unbelievable. But how does it feel? Because you and Colin, I've known you almost 20 years now. And you have been
because next year will be 20 years for Lex
December,
and I together.
Right? Of the full-time show? Or just from your beginning of your tenure?
No, 20 years at MyTalk.
Yeah. But you have, as long as I've known you, obviously this is your first house. So how did it feel?
Yes.
Because we've all had that moment when you get the keys and you go over, and this is now, you are standing on your property.
It was nice. I mean, it's one of those things where overwhelming, but it felt, the minute I walked into the house, it felt right. Like it felt like, okay, this is it. And I wasn't excited about the showing. He had another one set up that I was more excited for, but I walked in and it immediately felt it. We got in the car afterwards, and I think he was afraid to ask me. And I said, "That's it." He goes, "What?" And I go, "No, that's it. We're done." And no, it felt right. It feels right. I love being home. I love coming home. I don't want to leave. I'm in the basement. I'm sitting in so much. And when I emerge from the basement, I feel like like a mole person. But I'm so happy down there. Yeah. I'm so happy. But I love it. I have a backyard upstairs. Even before moving, I've never lived anywhere where I've had an upstairs downstairs. My parents had a ranch style house in Indiana, so I've never had a basement in my life. So it's all new to me. Wow.
There is something about that feeling, and I think anybody who has a house, or if you're in the process, this is something to pay attention to. You're going to see house after house after house, or maybe just one, but you will know when you walk in. Don't you feel it, guys? Within 5 seconds, usually 10, you will know. You can say, no, this is not it. And you can continue to look around.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know it's not right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't smell right. It's just not. Yeah. It's a gut thing. But then when Jace, like you, when you walk in, sometimes, I think most of the time, if we listen to ourselves, that's how houses get chosen. You just know.
And let me tell you, too, and then, so that's joyful, and then the joy subsides. It's nothing but ongoing conveyor belt of projects that will never end.
Nope.
Ever end. Yeah. Siri is talking. Shut up, Siri. It's an ongoing, and I'm obsessed with my lawn. I never thought in my entire life I would be obsessed with a lawn.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with lawns. I had weeds in the back. I spent way too much money I'm spending too much money trying to get rid of those weeds. Yeah. I'm not been told that that's a years-long process getting your lawn right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
at least.
Well,
Is it true, Kitty? It's years?
Oh yeah. It takes forever. It seems like it takes forever. Do you, when you drive through the neighborhood and you see somebody like 4 or 5 houses down that has a really nice lawn, do you kind of curse them out under your breath? That son of a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you at that point yet?
I curse. Yeah. I judge and then I curse out. I judge the people that have even worse lawns than me.
Yeah, get
and
it
then
together.
And even though I've never met them, I already don't like the people whose lawns are nicer than mine.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. But then when, 2 years down the road, you will be winning, and then you can have pity on those people.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, the first thing I did, this is not a joke, and I got to replace them already. One of the first things I did, and Colin laughed at me, I wanted to get solar lights for our walkway. And Colin's like, that's your priority? I go, yeah, and shut up.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I went to Menards and I got solar light. So my house is illuminated. I have spotlights shining up on the house, strategically placed. I have, my house. That was the first thing I did, was illuminate the house at night.
Isn't it fun, though, that this is your place? It's not something you're renting. You get to do stuff.
It's fun until you get the credit card bill from Menards.
Yeah, I
mean, mulch. I didn't know how much. I never understood. I never had to buy mulch. What is that? Like that's how expensive that is.
None of us know, Jason.
And then there's different color mulch. I'm like, what?
You either buy not enough or way too much. It's never just right. Yeah.
Well, and I can't believe we're digging into this minutia, but I remember getting mulch for my house, and I went to the store and I filled up my car, and I was like, wow, that's going to handle it. Got back home. Empty. Empty a bag out, it covers like 1 square foot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I have 30 bags and I need about 250 more.
Yeah. So then what you're going to do is you're going to order it by bulk, and you're not going to know how much a yard is. They'll say, well, how many yards do you need? And you'll go, I don't know, 100? And they come by with the biggest dump truck in the planet. They put it in your driveway, and now you're looking at mountain mulch sitting in your driveway. And then you have to take out ads on Facebook Marketplace, free mulch, and you got signs, and you're going door to door. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, Jason, like, I don't know how prepared you were, but I know when I first got a house, I didn't know anything about anything. I was like, what did we do with this water softener? I remember calling my dad and going, do I fill it up to the top with salt? I don't know what I'm doing.
See, I have one advantage. My father-in-law and brother, my father-in-law and brother-in-law are plumbers. And then Colin is what we call a handy homosexual. So he goes against the stereotype. He's actually a handy gay. So he knows he's a plumber's son. So he can do all of that stuff.
Oh, nice.
So
you guys,
the rule,
Go ahead, finish, and then I'll.
No, the rule in our marriage is I buy, you build. And I think that's fair. I whip out the credit card and he puts it,
It sounds like you've already kind of each chosen a lane. You, I'm assuming, are in charge of the yard. He does the inside plumbing, repairing, snaking out the drain, all of that stuff, right? That's good. That's perfect. And you really didn't have to talk about it, right?
No, it's natural lane. We get in the car. We know exactly what lane we need to be in. I will say though, I wish there was security footage available when we had to go into Ace Hardware to buy a lawnmower and a weed whacker because the woman looked at us, bless her heart. She looked at us. I'm wearing a Britney Spears pool T-shirt, and Colin is wearing something questionable. And we walk into Ace, and this veteran customer service agent looks at us like our spacecraft had just landed in the parking lot. And she looks at us like you two shouldn't be here, but how can we help you? And I said, we need, and I'm not kidding. I looked at her and I go, I need a lawnmower. And she goes, well, what kind? And I said, I looked at Colin, and this is Kenny, this is the lane. I looked at Colin, and I'm like, well, he knows everything, so ask this guy.
Yeah.
And then Colin listed off that we needed. We went with the Ego, whatever the battery operated thing is.
Yep. Best lawnmower ever.
Okay. But then the thing with that, Crabby Coffee Shop friends, then you got to buy a damn battery that's $4,000.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Again, I didn't have to worry about any of this crap in my condo. So I had to buy a giant battery so you could actually mow an entire lawn in one charge.
You have no idea when you buy those, Jason, that, yes, you have to buy a battery, that the battery is more expensive practically than the rest of the whatever
that's
you bought.
The same with all power tools, too.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Instead of buying a new battery for my screwdriver, I just go buy a whole new kit with everything because it's cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and Amy, I don't know if you feel this, those batteries are so large and so heavy that if a cheetah was running towards you, you could kill it by throwing the battery at it. They're the largest, they're giant. So heavy.
They're two-handers.
Jason, here's what's exciting. I also bought the Ego snowblower, and that uses 2 batteries. So of those same size. So now I have 3 of them. So if pumas ever attack my house, I could take out 3.
Where the hell are you guys living?
Yeah.
Pumas and cheetahs? Come on.
I don't know.
So
it's the first animal that came to mind.
Have you considered what you're going to do about your snow? Do it 2-stage, single stage, big, self-propelled, tracks, wheels?
Those words.
Those are all gay bars in Chicago that you just listed off, but I don't know. Or those, tracks, side tracks. I don't know. And this is where Kenny, you brought I'm so glad you brought this up because this is where the rubber hits the road. Colin reminded me that though he does the majority of the lawn mowing, though I actually like it now because I like lines. I want my horizontal lines and I want my vertical lines.
Jace, is it not super satisfying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I judge the neighbors who don't have good lines.
Yeah.
I'm like,
absolutely.
Who are you letting your kid out there with their bubble mower? Why don't you have good lines?
Yeah.
But no, the snowblower, Kenny, Colin reminded me that because I wake up first because of Amy Daniels and the schedule she gave me. Because I wake up first, I will be the one dealing with the snow, Kenny. When I open up the garage, I will be the one dealing with that. I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. No. No. Sorry, Colin. We've had our differences in the past, Colin, mostly with movies. But I do not agree with you. You both have 4-wheel drive, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So just back out of the garage and go to work. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Since Colin's the guy that's going to run the snowblower, all you need, Jason, is enough speed between the edge of your garage and the berm that may have been formed at the end of your driveway. But if you have 4-wheel drive and you gun it, you will blast right through it, and then you'll leave the rest for Colin to deal with.
Oh, you talked about the berm. So does your driveway go out onto the street, or does it go into an alley?
Goes in the street and has it's a slight hill. My driveway is a slight hill and then goes on to a residential neighborhood road, Knott's Landing, Desperate Housewives-esque.
Okay, but it's not a cul-de-sac, right?
I live next to a cul-de-sac, not a cul-de-sac, no.
But that incline, I'm sorry, Kenny, but that incline is very exciting because then you can really blast through that berm at the end and leave things to Colin to have to deal with.
But here's how you negotiate when you're going to remove the snow. Always remove the snow after the city plow has come through.
Right.
Because what you'll find you'll do if you remove it too early, you'll have your driveway perfect, side to side, beautiful edges, a nice wall. The city plow comes along, throws all that snow back up onto your driveway. Now you've got a hump. So you got to wait till the city truck goes by and do it all at once. But wait a minute. Wait. If you drive on snow, before you blow it away or shovel it, you're going to have tracks where your tires were, and you're going to have a hard time removing those tracks. So, I don't know what you're going to do there. Look, you'll figure it out.
Because I'm already in a faux fight with the city, the good people of the city of Plymouth.
Already?
I threatened to run for mayor just to get elected for a couple days and then relinquish my title because we went to take the lawn clippings. We went to take the lawn clippings to the lawn clipping dump here in the city, which is a great look. It's fantastic the cities have this.
Yeah.
But this was within a month of moving. And again, bags of lawn clippings that I put into my car operation. I had 4 bags in the back of my sports utility vehicle. Colin had 4 bags in the back of his sports utility vehicle. And we pull up to the Plymouth lawn clipping dump. And there's a woman sitting there with her Minnesota Twins hat and her Stanley Cup full of whatever beverage she has with her lawn chair. And she's kind of like the guardian gargoyle of the dump. And she checks us in. You know, we need to show that we live in the city.
No.
And I see Colin's first, and I see him gesturing to her. And it doesn't look like it's going well.
Uh-oh.
And then he pulls away. And then I pull up and I look at Mary or whatever her name is. And I went, I guess I should talk to him. And then we pull up a little bit forward and he looked at me and he goes, they don't accept lawn clippings.
Oh.
And I said, excuse me?
What?
It's the lawn clipping dump. They take all sorts of roughage but grass.
Oh.
Why?
They take like twigs. They take, yeah. And I thought, it's what? She said, well, you can go to Maple Grove, but they're going to charge you. I'm like, oh. So I got on our show the next day. This was segment 1 and 2. And I said, I'm going to run for mayor. And then the mayor's communication office wanted to debate me live on the
I remember I got a text on my phone that was like,
yes.
Do you know Jason Matheson? The mayor of Plymouth wants to talk to him. And I was like, what?
Because I wanted him out of office. I wanted him out of office because I want him removed because if you have a thing called the lawn clipping dump, you should be able to take lawn care.
Okay, Jason, that doesn't make any sense. Why do they call it that then?
I don't know. I was told it's because unlike Maple Grove, they don't have enough space to contain grass. They have they don't a lot of acreage. And I said, well, then change the name of it to Just Sticks or or restricted dump.
I want to see
call
a
it
sign.
the lawn clipping. Yeah.
I want to see a sign that just says
mayor.
Just Sticks.
Yeah, threaten the mayor to a debate. Or I threatened to take his job. And yeah, nice guy. I want him to be what?
Well, in Minneapolis, when I was there, we would put our lawn clippings and leaves into one of these paper biodegradable bags, and the city would pick them up. We just put them right next to our garbage containers. They don't do that?
They do. That's what Lois. I love my neighbors. I have my talkers across from me, Amy and Jonathan, who know everything, and then Lois behind me, bless her heart. Like the people who lived in my house before. So she's thrilled. And one of the neighbors, I won't say who, one of the neighbors looked at me and I quote, this was my favorite thing. And she goes, I hope I don't offend you. And I go, no, you can't offend me. Your intentions are sweet. What are you going to say? Don't edit yourself. And she goes, you really take care of the property. I'm glad you're here. And I'm like, yeah, we do. We take care of our property. But she loves us. And she was the one that told us about the lawn clipping place. And then we went down there, can't take grass. So I wanted the mayor out.
How is this going to be resolved? What are you going to do?
I don't know. We just take it. Colin loads it up and we take it to my in-laws who have like 7 acres in Andover. But, and then we kept hearing my talkers, grass people kept saying, well, you should just use the grass for mulch. But problem. Here's the problem. Colin doesn't like the way that looks, and we have creeping Charlie. So we don't want that grass redistributed onto the grass, or we're never going to get. See, listen to me, Amy. Kenny, you know me. Have you ever thought that I would be talking
about your?
I'm talking. No. No.
We have a little bit of a delay on the line, so if for those of you who are listening, just understand that's why things are a little bit weird. Here's the thing with Creeping Charlie, a sentence I'd never thought I'd say in my life. But what I found out is if you get rid of the creeping Charlie sometimes, then you have nothing else.
Yeah.
There's nothing there because it's the only ground cover that will grow in that area.
Yeah.
So be careful about getting rid of the creeping Charlie because it's your friend.
The best thing.
Great aim. Thanks for making my day.
I hate to say this. The best thing is just rip up the entire yard and order some sod. And you think that's going to cost about $1 million, at least $1 million. You might have to mortgage the home to pay for the new sod.
$1 million.
If there's any sod company out there that would like a nice endorsement, I do a highly popular radio show on MyTalk 1071.
There's
all the sales department.
Not only are you facing what every new homeowner faces, but there's additional weight on your shoulders for being the best in the neighborhood. And it's so far we've left it unsaid, but both Jason and I, maybe Amy knows what I'm talking about. When we get back, we're going to address that factor head on. The best thing about the annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally being at the top of the list with my Facebook algorithms is the online bickering. Oh, I love it so much. They fight about trailering versus riding to Sturgis. And then the people who started going in the 70s accuse the people that go now of being posers. It's really fun. The one thing that everybody agrees on, though, is the best place to get parts, accessories, and apparel. That's DennisKirk.com. Easily the best way to shop for motorcycle parts and accessories. And it doesn't matter what kind of bike you ride, American, Japanese, British, whatever it is, Dennis Kirk will equip you with the parts and gear and apparel that you need. If that part exists, DennisKirk.com has it in stock. And with Dennis Kirk, we get same-day shipping on orders placed before 6 p.m. Central. That's a big deal if it's Wednesday and you want to ride on the weekend. And orders over $89 shipped for free. So make sure you get that total up around $100. And don't worry if you order clothing or helmets, because all customers of DennisKirk.com get free returns on helmets and apparels if it doesn't fit. No matter what you ride, from the track to the trail or the street, be sure you get equipped at DennisKirk.com. Okay, the one thing we haven't brought up in my very first off-air conversation with you, Jason, when you bought this house, is the additional pressure that you're under, because most people that live in the cities and the suburbs know when the gays move into your neighborhood, all boats rise, meaning everybody's value goes up. And I've seen this happen in neighborhoods, and I've actually seen it, for instance, in the town of Henderson. Our boss, Dan, you call him the Emperor, lives near Henderson. He said that Henderson used to be a little hellhole river town where you could go and get yourself stabbed. And a couple of gay dudes moved in and just started slowly working on the townspeople. And now Henderson is a destination. It's the coolest little town on the Minnesota River. I want to know how you're dealing with that pressure. You have to be the best.
Absolutely. Why do you think I'm at Menards so much? Because now, and I don't think I've surveyed, and we smell our own. So I've sniffed around, and I don't sense any more of my people on my street. There are a couple that I wish were, but that's another episode. But there's some questionable husbands out there. But anyway,
you can always spot them.
Oh, I can sniff them a mile away. Oh, and I just look at the wife, and I'm like, "Oh, honey, do you not see what I see with my glasses?"
You know what internet sites they're going to at night after everybody's going to bed.
Right. But no, that's Kenny. You couldn't be more right. The pressure that the neighbors are so excited to have us.
Yeah.
Because, again, day one, I lit my house. That's right. I uplit house.
Yeah.
So our house looks already within a few months better than others on the street that have been here for 20, 30 years. Because, again, if I just may say, that's one of no offense to new construction. I like modern stuff, but I just want to throw this out there. Oh, God, I never thought I would. There's nothing better than mature trees and a neighborhood that's been around for a while with real backyards and big trees. And that's what I have. And I love it. But I look around and I'm like, I know you've lived here for 20 years. You've had time to go to Menards. And I've lived here since April, and my house looks 72% better than yours. Yeah. And I got to keep up.
Flowers and plants around the house. Are you tackling that? Do you have those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the mother-in-law is for. Shout out to the Mama Haas. She has hostas. She basically has a hostas factory at her lake house.
Those are perfect.
So when we go up to the lake, I steal those little damn things. I have her split it, and we just we steal all of her hostas. So yeah, we did that week 3. That's no joke. Week 3, we re-landscaped a part of the house that the other people that lived here let go. And then in the front, that's my next mission. I have bushes that are just rabbit houses. Rabbits are living inside. I'm ripping those bad boys out after the state fair and redoing all of that. So yeah, believe me, I'm tackling that next.
Well, and doesn't it amaze you? Like you said earlier, there is no end of projects. You could go on forever. And I used to live in Jason's neighborhood. I think I lived 4 blocks north of you on Queensland, which
your reputation remains.
But how does it feel? Yeah. How does it feel to be in the suburbs? Because you guys were downtown for how long?
15 years?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. It feels great. I love it. Well, I remember I lived in Plymouth before, like right. 06, 05 till like 09. No, I love it. I love the city. Other than the mayor, I love the city. I know I love the mayor, but he's a nice guy. But I love the fact that I don't have to get on, and Kenny, you know this, having lived in Minneapolis, I don't have to get on 35W to go to Target or to go to Hy-Vee.
Right.
It's just right down the road, and it's a couple stoplights. There is a joy about that. My Home Depot is a couple stoplights away. As soon as I'm done with you guys, I got to go pick up my dogs at Camp Bow Wow. I don't have to get on a highway to go there.
That's so awesome.
That is an underestimated joy of living in the burbs. Plus, I really do. I love the neighborhood thing. Again, I grew up in a neighborhood growing up, but I love it. I love Lois. I will tell you really quick, Kenny will love this because I like kids on a case-by-case basis. And
we all do.
This was this was in about a month in, and we're sitting, we didn't have everything hooked up. So the only room that we had a TV in was what we call the den. And the den has 2 windows that face the front of our yard, the driveway, most of our front yard. And I'm watching the TV. And again, this is a month in. We moved in April. And I look and I see this little neighbor girl running across our lawn. And at first I thought, why is that little girl running across my lawn? My freshly cut lawn. And I got mad. I'm like, why is she on my lawn? Get out of here. And she's running. And then I get a notification on the Ring camera that the little girl's on my porch. And I look at Colin and I'm like, what do we do? Do we get a BB gun? Or, what do we do? Do we get a Nerf gun? I'm like, what?
Yeah. What do we do?
I've never had. I don't know. I've never had to deal with neighbor kids. I've lived in condos with Gen Zers, and and I go, Colin, she's at her, and I'm whispering like an idiot, and he goes, why are you whispering? I go, because she's at our door, and she's ringing the door, and I'm like, I'm not going to the door.
Yeah, I drop to the floor when that happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm like, why is she there? I'm all worked up, and Colin is laughing at me because he's like, you're acting like Putin is at the door. And it's a neighbor girl, Jason.
The great Satan is at the
door. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I said, well, let's let her leave. And then
oh my God, I cannot believe you're talking like this. She runs back across
my lawn. And then what?
I can't believe you're talking about this. I'm imagining, what is she, 8? 5?
Amy, this is normal behavior for guys. I don't understand how you don't understand.
You know what it reminds me of, Jason?
I'm not
it reminds
good with
me
kids.
It reminds me
ages.
It reminds me of the movie. Do you remember in the movie The Brady Bunch, the first time they redid the Brady Bunch movie? And one of the iconic lines from that movie was, "Mom, there's a Brady in the yard." It was like Cindy, it was like Cindy Brady with her braids, and she was in the yard.
Yes.
So I'm sorry. So she's on the porch. You don't know what to do. Now what happens?
Yeah, I don't own a BB gun. I don't have a spray bottle to get rid of her. I don't know what to do. So
spray bottle.
I let her leave. And then she runs across my lawn again, and I'm like, "Hi, God makes sidewalks for a reason. Why are you traipsing across my yard?" And again, I never had to worry about that. And then she leaves, and then I open my door, and I bring this in, and I look at Colin, and I go, "What the hell is this?" She left. It's like a bag. And comes to me, and he starts laughing because, again, Colin has lived in a neighborhood like this before, and he goes, "Oh my God, Jason, look at the calendar." And I looked at the calendar. I felt so bad. She brought me a May Day basket.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what a May Day basket was. We don't have those in the North Loop of Minneapolis.
No.
No. And then she wrote like a cute little welcome to the neighborhood. She made a cookie. And then I felt horrible. Well, kind of. I still mad at her that she ran across my lawn, but then I thought it was adorable. But
I would pay money for the security footage of this girl standing with a May basket and a welcome to our neighborhood on Jason's front door, and he goes out with his spray bottle and starts misting her in the face.
What you have to do,
get out of here, scram.
Jason, get a pack of Marlboros and a whole bunch of books of matches, and anytime a kid like that drops by, give him a cigarette and a book of matches. Thank you. Thanks, kid.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And that'll be the last you'll see of them, right?
But now that's the negative kid story. I'll quickly tell you because I don't know how much more time we have, but that's the negative one. The positive one is, and Kenny, you'll love this because they're starting him young. Now this is the kind of kid I like. Then within that same week, we got another ring at her door, but I saw the people. It was a mother and two boys. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, they look harmless. So I open up the door and I go, "Hello." And it was my neighbor across the street. Come to find out, it's my neighbor next door, Joanne. She made us freshly baked cookies, and I mean still hot. Oh, there are two boys. The boys were the boys I've ever seen. They were just adorable. Looked like something from a 50s movie. Said, "Hi, we went to the neighborhood," and I'm not kidding. Boy immediately lets his mom finish. He whips out a bird and he goes, "Hi, I'm the owner of Lawn Cheetah." Okay, this kid. Nice. Okay, great. This kid. This is my favorite kid ever. He's already selling me something. He goes, "If you need your lawn cut, sir," he called me sir. Just call me Lawn Cheetah. And he had homemade business cards with a cheetah on it, a little logo. He had his phone number. I just thought this is this kid. This is a future entrepreneur. And I said, "Well, absolutely. I'll call you later for your rates."
So great.
Does he do snow? Hire him to do your snow. That's the best money you can spend as a kid doing your snow.
I think that's his brother's company, Snow Leopard. I think that's I got to ask him. Yeah.
Amy, were you going to say something?
No, I love that. I love that a kid comes over and says, "I'm the owner of this lawn business," meaning I use my dad's mower and I make money mowing lawns.
And that's I'm probably being conservative with how formal he was. That's almost exactly what he said. "I am the owner." Okay. Now, I would have loved it if he would have said proprietor, but I'm still impressed that he said, "I'm the owner." Yeah, I'm the owner. I won't let Colin, even though we put the number in our phone, I won't let Colin throw away that business card. It's sitting in our kitchen, and it just makes me it makes me happy because everyone's been very. There's one dude that I don't think likes us, but everybody else. There's Linda in the blue house. She's a MyTalker too. I've named everybody, but
okay, hold it.
They've been great.
Time out, Jace. The guy that doesn't like you. Let's talk about him.
Yeah, we need to break this down Because there's two reasons that I can come
that
up
I can
with.
think of.
What's your reason? First of all?
You're thinking of the same reason. I don't think he appreciates the value that a gay moving in brings to his If you catch my meaning.
Yeah.
I call him multiple truck and driveway guy. He has a lot of trucks in his driveway. But he's left alone. They seem like a nice family, but they're the only ones that haven't come over. Or when we see them on the street, there's no wave. There's no, the country road wave where you both wave at each other from your lawn, from your steering wheel.
That's my life.
There's none of that. Every other neighbor I have now met, except for multiple truck and driveway guy.
Kenny, aren't you a multiple truck and driveway guy?
Yeah, 3 trucks, Jason. 3 trucks.
And by the way,
he has 4.
20 boats, whatever.
At least. Yeah, but this isn't about me. This is about Jason. I don't know how to fix that. Ask him for something.
I'm going to eventually just say hi to him.
Yeah.
Just keep saying hi until he can't not respond.
Yeah.
Or I'll take my karaoke machine out into the front lawn and do a little Britney Spears number and really scare him.
Do the opposite. Gay it up, Jason.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Or hold the boombox over your head in front of his house.
Yeah. I told Colin we have 2 empty flagpoles. I'm like, here's a test. Let's do this. Let's put the new Minnesota state flag and the pride flag out. And then let's test that.
Yeah. When you go down a road, I have one out by my house, and you see somebody's flying the old Minnesota flag. It's a statement. It's not doing the new one.
I'm not putting any flag up.
Yeah, I wouldn't get aggressive. There's one thing that I really wanted to talk to you about, and Amy, I want you to think about this, and I'll go first. One of the oldest phrases that I really love is borrowing tools is for the weak. Now, I want you to think of the most cherished tool that you owned, or that you do own, that you use a lot, that you really appreciate around the house. For me, there's no amount is too much for you to buy the best stud finder you can possibly get your hands on.
Totally agree.
Stud finders will save your life.
And a good one.
Yeah. Don't buy the 10, the 20. If there's one for sale for $200, buy that one, because stud finders are so awesome when it comes to hanging up junk on your walls.
Yeah, Jace, you need this.
Oh, because I had one of those, but I used it differently when I lived near Loring Park.
Stud finder,
that
right?
was a different.
I knew it was going to go this direction, but seriously, and maybe I only use it once or twice a year. It's so amazing to have a good stud finder.
You know how many of those I've purchased, because it's not something you use very often, and then it gets stored, and then I forget where it is. But I just bought one a little while ago, Jace, because I know you and Colin are massively into cool TVs, and I just got one of those 75-inch The Frame from Samsung.
Oh, wow, cool.
They're so amazing, but they're like an inch thick. So we were trying to hang that on the wall, which wasn't easy, by the way. But I'm telling you, he is right. If you get a stud finder, get a good one, because there are tons of bad ones that you're going to go home and it doesn't work. But the other thing, I think, Kenny, and I think you'll agree, Jace, I want to hear your answer so far, a really good drill.
Yeah. Yeah, don't buy the cheap.
No.
I can give you brands not to buy.
Yep.
But the yellow one is a really good one.
Yep.
The red one's also a really good one.
Yeah, luckily I have... we always defer. This is where I'm lucky. I always defer to my father-in-law, who owns a plumbing company. He knows all the good brands of everything. So if we need something in a hurry, we just borrow it from him, and then we eventually will purchase our own. But he is very particular. He was the one to tell us what lawnmower brands to buy and which ones to avoid.
Cool.
And we do, in fact, I think, have a stud finder. And it came in handy because we mounted Amy, your little TV, your little 75.
Yeah. Oh God, you're gonna totally trump me.
98-inch A 98 inch.
98 inch, and is it the frame?
No,
Okay.
those don't come in that size.
I didn't think so.
This one just looks like a drive-in theater.
Good Lord. Where is it? What room?
That's 8 feet, by the way.
What?
That's an 8-foot TV. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
98
it's
divided by 12
my
is 8.
basement.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The frame TV,
It's
the thing
bright.
I like
it
about
looks like Times Square.
Yeah, the thing I love about the frame TV is it's the TV you've got. Y'all have probably seen it, where when you turn it off, it's a piece of art.
Oh,
So
cool.
when it's off, it's art. So I love Van Gogh. It's like the only artist I know. But Van Gogh. So there's like a Van Gogh hanging in my room, and when it's on, it's TV.
Oh, and you can pick the art?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'd
you
go
can pick
Jackson
from
Pollock right away.
You can pick from like museums all over the world.
Really?
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Modern technology, it's something.
They're
but
awesome.
I agree. A stud finder and a drill, I think, are the two, and a hammer, obviously. Those are I remember when you would love this, Jace, when I was probably in my early 20s, my mom, Ginny, bought me and my sister a set of tools, which seems so silly now, but it was a set of tools called Her Tools. And they had like pink handles. So you had like a pink handled hammer and a pink handled wrench. And I think I still have the hammer and the adjustable wrench. But isn't that funny that in the 80s you had to buy tools that were identified as girl tools?
And they were pink, of course.
Of course they were. Of course they were. But they lasted a long time. Weren't very high quality, but got the job done.
Do you have any questions, Jason?
We'll bring those over to the house. They would work well at this household too. So just go ahead and bring those over.
That would be perfect for you, Jason.
I've screwed up every house I've ever owned. Do you have any burning questions, any kind of bad advice I can give you before we leave?
Outside your lawn, what are you? Anything you're struggling with?
I do love the direction, the way you're thinking about your lawn. You and I are on the same page when it comes to the lawn. Straight lines, crisscross, the whole deal. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, so maybe this is my last question. Is it true? Because I've heard what you do horizontal the one time, and then the next time you mow, you do a vertical, and then the next time you mow, you do diagonal, and that helps the grass. Your feeling on that?
That's exactly what I do. And I've got a zero turn, a 60-inch deck, because I've got about 5 to 6 acres of grass. And actually, I let the wind determine which way I'm going to go. So the wind is always blowing the cuttings away from me. Otherwise, I get covered in grass cuttings. But yeah, just do it different every time. And it looks so sexy. It's just, I love that look on lawns.
Well, just that, I mean, it's one of those things, if you all have maybe seen videos on YouTube called satisfying videos, where they're just different processes in life that are just satisfying. That is one of them. When I always look at the lawn, I can't believe we're talking about this on a podcast. I look at the lawn when it's long and shaggy, and I just go, I can't wait to start cutting that.
Yeah.
And then when I start cutting it, I look behind me every once in a while, and I just go, God, that looks so great.
Yeah. I'm the same way with snow on the driveway too. It's like when you're done, it's just, God, it's just so satisfying. And like you said, Jason, when I was young, I never thought I had any of that nonsense inside of me. But as soon as you end up owning something, that's what happens to you.
Oh, it's like, it's as joyful. I'm looking over here. I love vacuuming because I want the lines. So I want to see the lines in my house. And now I want the lines in my lawn.
Yeah.
Well, and Jace, you and I have known each other forever. And Kenny, I'm glad you and Kenny got a chance to talk, because it's, we don't see Kenny anymore because he lives in the middle of nowhere. But I'm so happy for you and Colin. When I heard that you were getting a house, it's been like you guys have been, in great places downtown. But I always wanted for you both and your dogs, for you guys just to have a place that was yours. And now you have it.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. And I'm getting my fence put in next week.
I love it.
So I'm excited about that. The dogs will be able to run free.
Isn't
I'm a
that
little afraid of the
amazing?
coyotes, but
But think about that, Jace. Isn't that just singularly? You guys have lived downtown, and I've been in condos too, where when you have dogs, it's a production. Every time they have to go out in the wintertime, you have to get fully dressed in boots and blah, 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 blah. Now you get to go to your back door and open it up and just let the dogs go out. It's a huge difference. Huge.
Again, we will end how we began. This began with the simple of, don't you think it'd be great to give the dogs a yard? And next week, I think the dogs will be able to run free like Lassie.
Love it.
Fun.
Love it.
Fun. And good luck suppressing that burning rage that I promise will, if it hasn't already built up inside you because you feel you're doing more than the other. So I have no advice for that either. And I'm sure Colin feels the same way. But the point is, suppress that rage. Keep it bottled up inside of you until, 10, 20 years down the road, you just explode. That's the healthiest thing I can tell you to do.
Great advice, Kenny.
As always, come here when you need great advice about living your life. Jason, thank you for taking the time, your nap time, cutting an hour out of your nap time to talk to us.
Oh, please. I appreciate it. Good to see you both.
Love you.
And thanks, everybody, for listening to the Krabby Coffee Shop. Bye.